An embarrassing incident for the U.S. and the National Security Agency. The New York Times and the German magazine Der Spiegel published NSA documents that show the agency has hacked into the servers of China's Huawei technologies. Embarrassing because the U.S. has accused Huawei of spying in this country on behalf of China's military. The revelations about the NSA hacks also came just as Michelle Obama and her two daughters arrived in China for a week-long tour. We have our contributor in Beijing, Mark Dreyer, with us. Mark, what has China's social media been saying about Mrs. Obama?
Well, Twee, remember that when China's First Lady Peng Liyuan visited the US with her husband last year, Michelle Obama chose not to meet with her, which was seen as a bit of a snub over here. But despite that, reaction to her China visit has generally been positive, and she's had a pretty packed itinerary. First up was a tour of Beijing with Peng acting as Obama's guide. They visited a high school, which then set off a lengthy debate online about how ugly Chinese school uniforms are. But the highlight was during a calligraphy lesson. Peng presented Obama with a 4-character slogan that translates as, "Only people of great virtue are suited to undertake great things," which some took as a subtle dig at President Obama. But the most popular posts tell a joke where Michelle slightly mispronounces the phrase and instead says "a lot of debt," a clear reference to the economic imbalance between the two nations. Later in the Beijing leg of her trip, Michelle Obama gave a speech at Peking University, during which she talked about the importance of internet freedom. Now, Chinese media largely chose to focus on the part instead where she encouraged more US students to study abroad in China. But video of the speech was available, and some people picked up on her other words. This user forwarded a story about the NSA spying on Chinese telecoms firm Huawei and quoted Michelle Obama saying, "Time and again we have seen that countries are stronger and more prosperous when the voices and opinions of all their citizens can be heard," before adding, "Are you sure you're listening and not eavesdropping?" Many other aspects of the trip were also discussed online. Some saw Malia and Sasha Obama and wondered where China's first princess was. Real estate tycoon Jiang Xin, who owns the Soho Group, posted, "If there's a first lady, why no first daughter?" in reference to Xi Mingze, who is widely assumed to be studying at Harvard, but is never ever seen in public. Others wondered who was paying for what some were calling a family holiday disguised as an official visit. This person posted pictures of the Obamas on the Great Wall, next to a usually crowded scene with the comment, "Michelle visits China spending the American people's tax dollars, while China clears the site spending Chinese people's taxes." Of course, had the crowds been there, no doubt some people would have complained about a lack of security. Sometimes you just can't win.
All right, so a little carping there, Mark. What other sites did the Obamas take in?
Well, the Obamas visited plenty of tourist spots, including the Terracotta Warriors near Xi'an in the middle of the country. But one particular destination intrigued many. Here's one commentator. Michelle's last leg of the trip will see her visit a Tibetan restaurant, and the media thinks that the US First Lady's soft diplomacy in reality has a political agenda. Now, the restaurant was in Sichuan province, not Tibet itself, but anything to do with America and Tibet inevitably becomes a pretty sensitive topic here.
All right, wonder what they thought of Tibetan tea and yak butter. Mark, thank you. Mark Dreyer is LinkAsia's contributor from China.
US airwaves, a global channel of uncompromising stories. World news, documentaries, entertainment, and culture. Link TV, connecting you to the world. For more information, visit linktv.org.